I'm Teisha Bader with Shalom TV's news update for Thursday, March the 7th, 2013. While negotiation efforts by the United Nations to free 21 Filipino UN peacekeepers being held by Syrian rebels near the border between Syria and Israel continue, a report from the BBC in Arabic says that a high-ranking commander with the Syrian rebels said the group would be freed soon and called yesterday's abduction a mistake. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights released a video today showing what it says are 6 of the peacekeepers and a man who says he is the captain of the UN battalion, saying he and his men were safe and being treated well. The Jerusalem Post reported earlier that the Philippines was not expecting Israel to get involved in negotiation efforts. Filipino Ambassador Generoso Calong told the Post, "I don't believe Israel should do anything except share with us information that it might learn. I don't expect them to do anything actively or proactively," he said. "I would not want Israel dragged in." Israel had expressed its confidence that the UN negotiations would work, and a senior Defense Ministry official said that Israel was keeping a low profile in the situation, but following the events very closely. The AFP reported that Israel has also expressed concern that the UN observer forces in the Golan could withdraw their peacekeepers altogether after this recent incident, something that could leave the ceasefire zone between Israel and Syria vulnerable to infiltration by dangerous militant groups. The UN Disengagement Observer Force has been monitoring the ceasefire area between Syria and Israel since 1974. The U.S. ambassador to the International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, walked out of an agency meeting yesterday after Iran's ambassador accused Israel of, quote, genocide. Ambassador Joseph McManus was not the only one to leave the meeting of the UN nuclear watchdog. The ambassadors of Canada, Australia, and New Zealand also walked out in protest of the remark made by Iran's representative Ali Akshar Soltaneh. The American Jewish Committee praised the protest. AJC Executive Director David Harris said the envoys had demonstrated moral clarity in not sitting idle in the face of another threatening Iranian rant, which at best, he said, is aimed at diverting attention from Iran's quest for nuclear weapons capability and, at worst, reinforces Tehran's strategic objective to eliminate another UN member state, Israel. Leaders of the Simon Wiesenthal Center and top-ranking Hungarian diplomats are meeting in Budapest this week to address concerns over growing anti-Semitism there. The Associate Dean of the Simon Wiesenthal Center in Los Angeles, Rabbi Abraham Cooper, together with the center's Director for International Relations, Dr. Shimon Samuels, met with Hungary's Deputy Prime Minister and Justice Minister, Dr. Tibor Navracsics, yesterday, addressing, among other issues, the ongoing anti-Semitic statements made by the extremist Jobbik Party, including its leader's recent call to list the Jews in Hungary. Navracsics indicated during the meeting that a new civic code that will go into effect next year will empower Jewish and other communities to take legal steps against such hate-mongers as the Jobbik Party. The Wiesenthal leaders also urged Hungary to speed up their progress in the case of Nazi war criminal Laszlo Shatari, who is currently under house arrest for complicity in the murder of over 15,000 Jews during the Holocaust. Cooper said with Shatari's advanced age of 98 that it was imperative that his trial begin without delay. He said the case was critical to Hungary's collective memory and a litmus test for the integrity of remembering the past and containing today's extremists. The Hungarian leaders said they would urge the public prosecutor to move swiftly to get the Shatari trial started and that they were all on the same side on this issue. And staying in Europe, a Muslim group in northern England is coming to the aid of a local synagogue there. The British Telegraph reported that the Bradford Council for Mosques recently began working together with the local authority to raise funds for the preservation of the Bradford Synagogue, which was founded in 1880. The Jewish community in Bradford, once thriving, has been in decline in recent years, and its synagogue has been under threat of closure because of a lack of funds. Secretary of Bradford Council for Mosques Zulfi Karim said it was all part of efforts to bring people of different faiths together and support one another as good neighbors. When the chair of the Bradford Synagogue approached the Muslim community for help and assistance towards the maintenance of this building, Karim said, "It was a challenge which didn't take us long to decide on." The umbrella group said it would raise funds for local authorities to help renovate the synagogue, which is the last remaining Jewish worship place in the city. And finally today, the Cleveland Jewish News reports that the state of Ohio has made the largest single government purchase of Israel bonds in U.S. history. The state purchased $42 million in Israel bonds last week. Ohio Treasurer Josh Mandel, who is Jewish, said it was a sound investment for the taxpayers of Ohio. President and CEO of Israel Bonds, Izzy Tapuchi, called the historic purchase a great example for fiscal officers across the country. General Chairman of Israel Bonds for Central Ohio, Jay Schottenstein, praised Mandel's recognition of Israel bonds as dependable securities, as well as his support of Israel, saying, quote, "Israel bonds represent an investment in a sister democracy with shared values and ideals." And that's Shalom TV's news update for Thursday, March the 7th, 2013. I'm Teisha Bader.